Hello, welcome back to the Trust Your Worth podcast, the podcast that helps you tap in to the power of knowing your worth. My name is Brittany, and thank you so much for being here today. Last week, we talked about needing self-belief. Do you need it? The answer, yes and no. No, because you do a lot of things without believing in yourself. That's a very interesting thing and kind of a miracle. And yes, because if you want to enjoy your life, you do need self-belief. So if you want to go more in depth into self-belief, please go check out season 2, episode 5. Okay, today we are talking a little bit about two things. First, accountability and what it means to take accountability, because I've been looking at the numbers of what episodes y'all are really listening to. And episode 2 in season 1, How to Trust Yourself, is my most listened to episode, which is amazing, but it seems like a lot of y'all have trouble trusting yourselves. So having accountability is going to help with trusting yourself. And the other thing I want to talk about is a quote that when the first time I heard it just wrecked me in a good and bad way, that I have not been able to stop pondering upon it. And that is, what you're not changing, you're choosing. So let's talk a little bit about choices and accountability on today's episode. Let's talk about what you're not changing, you're choosing. For me, this shows up in a big way when it comes to my health, especially because I have not been in my ideal body type for a long time. I have grown to love my body, and I'm appreciative of the many things that I can still do, but I know to achieve my ultimate goals of happiness in my dream life, I will need a certain type of body, because this body is preventing me from doing things that I want to do. So a couple weeks ago, I went to Hawaii and I really wanted to skydive, but I was too heavy. And I was trying to make the weight, but I didn't make it in time. But I did get to go ziplining. But again, I had to make the weight. So I'm glad I reached that goal and was under the weight limit so that I could have such an amazing time ziplining. So it's not like necessarily super bad that I am a little bit heavier than others, but it is preventing me from doing things that I know that are going to bring me happiness. So I'm at a very good place with my body image. I love myself. I love my body. But what I'm not changing, I am choosing. Again, this showed up in my health when I got this blood test and it told me everything that I'm eating that causes inflammation. And on this trip to Hawaii, I got sick because I was like, I'm on vacation. Amazing. I'm just going to eat whatever I want. And I had Costco pizza and it tasted amazing. In the moment, I was living my best life and I loved that freaking piece of pizza. But then immediately the next day, I got a sinus infection and I'm still struggling with it. Like you can hear it in my voice a little bit. And I'm still coughing and all that awful stuff. And I'm just, every time I do eat something that I should not eat, that I know it's harmful to my body, and I do it anyways, I can't believe I lived like this. No wonder I was ill all the time. I just lived in a chronic state of illness. And I just got used to living in pain, basically, and living in discomfort. And that is no way to live. I was not thriving. So when I think of the quote, what I'm not changing, I'm choosing, I remind myself, and it helps me to have the desire to want to change, because it is no one else's fault that I am the one who's ill. Like no one around me got sick. I didn't catch it from them. I made the choice to eat the things that I wanted to. And while, yes, I had a temporary pleasure in enjoying that thing, I am still paying the price almost 2.5 weeks later. Not fun. So I want you to think about the things in your life that this resonates with you, that you're not changing, you are choosing. You are choosing to stay in the place that you probably know isn't great for you. You are choosing to not make the changes that you need, whether that be within a relationship that's probably not great for you, whether that be in your health, that you're not eating the things or you're not participating in activities that you know will help you feel better and be happier. I don't know if y'all are religious, but I also think of, what's that dude in the Bible? His name is Naaman, I think. And he was asked to do something simple. He got leprosy, and all he had to do was wash in the River Jordan 3 times. And he wouldn't do it. If I could just wash 3 times and get my dream body, I would do it. But he wouldn't, because he was expecting this overcomplicated grand thing. And his servant came to him and humbled him and was like, bro, if he had asked you to go and move that mountain and your leprosy would have been healed, you would have done it. But he's asked you to do this simple thing, and you're like, no, it can't be that easy. It can't be that easy. And he wouldn't do it at the time until the servant talked to him, and then he did it. And his leprosy went away, just like he said. If I had an easy fix for my big problems, of course I would do it. I would do anything, which is why I took the steps to get that blood test to help me move towards my ideal body so that I can do the things that make me happy, so I can play volleyball without getting effing injured every time. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. First it was my Achilles, then it was my knee. Then this year I also injured my back. Like, I'm getting older, so I have to be realistic about the activities that I can participate in and how long I can participate in them. And we're playing older ladies than me, and they're just like killing it. So I know they're doing things to take care of themselves. They are choosing, and they're making the changes. They're making the choice to change so that they can enjoy the sport that they love. But this also means that we have to talk about accountability, because we need to be accountable for the things that we do, which is why when we're trying to trust ourselves, we have to be able to hold ourselves accountable. We have to be honest and realistic about the role we play in the life that we're living. Like when we talked about victim blaming and how we can get into that mentality of, oh, that's not in my control. Whatever they did affected me and I'm super pissed about it. Okay, but like, I had the choice to go and be there and participate in that relationship with that person, even though I knew it was hurting me. Fool me once, that's on you. Fool me twice, fool me thrice, that's probably on me. I made the choice to be in that situation and I got hurt, even though I knew that's exactly what was going to happen. So what you're not changing, you're choosing. Again, this accountability, this honesty. But we also need to be kind about it, because what seems to happen is when we take about accountability, lots of us can start to shame ourselves and blame ourselves. So let me pull up this post. This is from a podcast, Spiraling Higher and Simplifying Sam. So I'll post this video. But they're talking about accountability and self-blaming. Self-blaming sounds like, I should have known better. Why am I always so careless? It's all my fault. I never do anything right. I'm terrible at this. I always ruin things. If I hadn't been so stupid, this wouldn't have happened. I'm always the problem. I just can't get it together. Blaming. We're blaming ourselves for our mistakes. And yes, we do need to take ownership of our mistakes, but you don't have to shame or blame yourself. This is blaming, and this is not good. Okay, so what is healthy accountability? Well, it sounds like, I made a mistake, but I'm committed to learning from it. I didn't handle that situation well, and I'll do better next time. I see where I went wrong, and I'm going to take the steps to improve. I overlooked something important, and I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. So, do you see the difference between blaming, it's all my fault, I'm useless, I get everything wrong all the time? No, we don't need to dwell on our mistakes that way. We can just acknowledge, so take accountability of the mistake that you made and say, I'm so sorry about that. That's on me. My bad. I will do better next time. I will learn that lesson that I should have learned from this mistake, and I'll never do it again. Like, probably the easiest example I can think of is sticking your hand on something that's burning hot. For me, touched a hot curling iron. Now I'm fully aware of the mistake I made. I haven't burned myself on a curling iron in years because I got burned that first time. Learned from that mistake, didn't do it again. I took accountability. I didn't blame the curling iron for being in the spot that I left it. Obviously, that was my mistake, and I am aware now of where that curling iron is at all times, how I place it down now very differently. In a safe spot where my hand will not reach for that hot part. In our lives, what else? If someone says you hurt them, then you can take accountability from hurt them. I'm so sorry that I hurt you. It was not my intention. I now know that is something that hurts you, so I'm not going to keep doing that behavior. So, like I said, we need to be honest in taking accountability for the things we've done, for the mistakes we've made, but also learning from them and moving forward and not dwelling on the mistakes and not attaching that mistake to your worth, because everyone's human. 100% of the people you love are going to hurt you at some point. They're going to make mistakes because they're human too. And so are you. You are probably going to hurt everyone you love at some point. Not on purpose. Most times it's never on purpose. You just have no idea until they tell you. And then hopefully you change that behavior right away. And if you don't, then there are some other underlying issues that you need to be dealing with. But please be kind to yourself when you take accountability. When you ask the question, what I'm not changing, I'm choosing, that is an opportunity to be so honest with yourself and be like, okay, if I'm not changing it, why am I choosing it? Why am I continually choosing to put myself in a place of harm instead of choosing my happiness over that harm? And a lot of times it's unresolved traumas that we're not healing from. A lot of times the pain isn't strong enough for us to change. Like in our lives, we kind of learn the same lessons until we actually learn the lesson, if that makes sense. What's the lesson? Well, for me, the lesson I keep learning is that until I heal my soul, my emotional trauma, there's no way I can heal my outward body. And I've taken steps to heal the inside. And I never thought that I could be at this place because I used to be so ashamed of like who I was as a bigger person. And now I don't mind that I'm a bigger person. I just don't like that it's stopping me from things that I want to do, which is why I want to change. And I'm excited to change. But this process is hard and it's taking a lot of time and it's a lot of healing. And it's a lot of inward healing and it's a lot of physical healing where I literally have to go on walks and eat the right things and not eat the wrong things. And it's a lot. It's a lot to think about. But every day that I remember that I'm choosing. Every time I make a choice to put something in my mouth, I'm making that choice. So I know I'm the only one who's accountable, but I'm not shaming myself into change. That's what we do not want to do. We don't want to be shamed so much or blame ourselves so much and attaching our worth to our mistakes so much that we are changing for the wrong reasons. Because when you do that, you're not going to be able to change fully. You're not going to be able to heal fully. And those changes that you make will not last. It's not going to be a sustainable way to have the motivation to move forward, to keep going when it gets hard, because changing is so freaking hard. It is. I know it is. It freaking sucks sometimes. But as we know, it's worth it. That when you make the choice to choose you and your happiness, you can be so proud of yourself. You can know that the results are because you made it happen, and you can enjoy that moment and Celebrate your success, even if they're small. Like, I made the choice to go on a walk today. I didn't have to. And you know what? I freaking enjoyed the walk so much. I want to do it again. And it leads to the next step and to the next little change. And systemically, you are going to be able to find the life you want by making the changes that if you're not changing, you're choosing it. And again, please be kind to yourself. Accountability is just a tool that will help you to know where to make the changes. Because if you're not being honest, if you're not being real with yourself about where you need to change, then living in Delulu land isn't going to get you to where you want to go. It's not going to just fall into your lap. It's not going to just hit you in the face or anything. You have to go out there and make it happen. You have to create the environment that's going to create the opportunities. Okay? Okay. So, your worth work this week is to take accountability for something. So you're going to ask yourself the question, what am I not changing that I'm choosing? So whatever that may be. And then you're going to take accountability for it and be like, okay, what can I do to make the change? Okay, so for me, I am not choosing health. So I want to choose health. That's what I'm not changing. So in order to do so this week, I want to go on a walk at least twice. So get myself moving again. I find it so hard after being sick to get back into heavy activity. So I'm going to start there. I'm just going to start with walks. Something physical. A little goal, one step you can take, okay? So I hope you have a great time doing your worth work. As always, you can find me at www.trustyourworth.com or on Instagram at trustyourworthpodcast. If no one has told you today, you can be the change you're looking for. You can do it, okay? And don't forget to trust your worth. All right, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.